Hey y'all, let's make an apple pie. So let's jump right in. You're going to start off with peeling 5 pounds of Granny Smith apples, or some type of apple that has a little bit of tartness and that are firm. That's the kind of apples that you want to use for a apple pie. Then once you get them all peeled, you're going to core them, slice them, and make sure your slices are thin enough that they can cook pretty fast in your pie. You don't want them too thick and not done in your pie. So you have all that done, and you're going to add a half cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and about 1/4 cup of flour. Around a tablespoon of cinnamon. It's really just how much cinnamon you like. You can add nutmeg if you like as well. I just like cinnamon. Okay, now let's go on to the crust. It's 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Once you have your flour sifted in your bowl, you're going to add 2/3 cup of chunked cold real butter to your flour and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then you're going to use a pastry cutter. Cut that into your flour until it's coarse pieces. You still want a little bit of the chunks of butter in your flour. That's what's going to make your it's what's going to make your pastry flaky. Then you're going to add, I started with 6 tablespoons. I ended up using about probably 12, but you want to start off with about 6. Mix, and then you're going to see that it is still too dry. You can add a couple more tablespoons, mix a little bit longer until your dough starts sticking together. You don't want it too sticky, so that's why you want to slowly add the water, a tablespoon at a time. Still a little bit dry, so I added more water. Here I'm forming the ball of dough. There's still more dough in the bottom, so I added just a little bit more water, and you can see I've got it all incorporated into one ball. And once I have had that done, I will divide that ball into 2 parts, 2 equal parts, one for the top of my pie and one for the bottom. So once they're divided and I flour my countertop, I will take one and form it into a disc. The other I'll form into a disc and place it in the refrigerator while I'm working with the other. Keep it cold. The colder the better. It's what makes it flaky. So now I'm going to start rolling it out and try to keep it in a pretty uniform circle. Once I have it rolled out thin enough, it's going to cover my pie dish. I'll take my dough roller and roll it up on top of itself, and then transfer it to my pie plate. Add all those yummy apples, sugar, and cinnamon into the pie crust. Flour your surface again. Take the other portion of the dough out of the refrigerator. Flatten it out just a little bit more, and you're going to roll that out the same way. Try to keep it uniform. Flour your dough roller so that it doesn't stick, and sprinkle some flour on top of your disc of pie crust dough. And then just roll it out until you have the size that's going to cover your pie. The thinner the better. I love it thin and flaky. I did not wear an apron today, and I had flour all over my shirt, but that's okay. This is the fun part. I love doing this. It takes practice, but you just twist and fold under, twist and fold under, pinch, twist, fold under, and pinch. Keep your hands floured well so that the dough does not stick. Just takes practice. I used to have a neighbor, his name was Papa John, and he loved my apple pies. So anytime I make a pie, I think of Papa John. He was a character, and I miss him so much. I could bring him a pie, and he would be so excited. And I can just hear him laugh now and tell me that my pie was better than his grandmother's. That was such a wonderful little memory there, such a treat. Okay, so now I'm going to take an egg white and about a tablespoon of water, whisk that together, and then brush that on top of my pie crust. Once I have that all brushed on, all the way around on all the edges, it's just going to make your pie crust look a little shiny after it has baked in the oven. Just gives it that finished look. Once you have that done, then you're going to take a knife and cut little slits, any design you want, into the top of the crust so that this will vent out all the steam and not get trapped underneath that pie crust. Plus it looks pretty. If you made it this far, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching my video and listening to my stories of family and friends. Please subscribe to my channel.